Okay, it's got it. Yes.
Woohoo!
Streaming. Yeehaw.
Oh man,
Season 2, episode 5.
it's gone so fast. I feel like this is only like episode 3, but it's not. It's 5.
There you go. That's a good series.
Yeah,
Is that you just think you've just begun and you're just right in the middle of it. Wow.
in the thick of it.
In the thick of it. So, good evening, everybody, or good morning, whatever time you're watching.
Yeah.
That's Iris the Original, because we have a second Iris. Hello, Iris the Original.
Hello.
And I'm Luke.
Hello,
now.
Luke.
I am the NY man. And let's talk about books.
Yay.
Iris and Luke are here to talk about books.
Oh, Christ.
Just the beginning of.
We're off to a great start. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
So, Iris, do you have, like, or Iris, I should say, do you have? Like,
you don't. It's please don't. You said it weird.
You just, yes, exactly. It's that Siri backwards. That's weird, isn't it?
Yes.
Has anyone ever told you that? Probably.
Yes, it's in my email address, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm a backward Siri. I'll ask you questions.
I was Siri before, like, Siri was a thing. Like, you know, it was in my email address forever. And then, like, Siri became a thing. And now I feel like it's sort of been taken away from me. Now I feel like I can't use it anymore.
You have to, no, own it. Own it, girl.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it. You're our Siri. So being Siri, Siri, what is a good book that has been read by a colleague of ours in the last month?
Let me see. Let me check out my list.
Yes.
I shouldn't start with my own stuff, probably.
No,
I'm going to start with Lilia's suggestion because it's pretty cool. I think it's one of her staff choices as well. It's a sewing book called Ahead of the Curve by Jenny Rushmore. Oh. And I used to be the buyer for the craft section until very recently. I've just handed it off to one of the newbies in The Hague. So yeah, so it's still weird. Like I walk by the section every time I come down the stairs and I'm like, oh no, it's not mine anymore. Right. I don't.
Hand it off. Who have you handed it to so that people know?
Emma. We have 2 Emmas in The Hague, but one of them has been with us for slightly longer than the other one. Okay. And the newest Emma is now buying for crafts as well as nature, I think.
Okay, so Emma 2,
critical.
To nature.
Emma 2, yeah, exactly. Anyway, so the book Ahead of the Curve by Jenny Rushmore is what?
I'm going to show it. I'm going to do a share screen.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
I was going to say stop talking when I'm talking. Right. You're distracting me.
I have that.
Anyway, so it's a yes, there it is. Isn't it nice? Look. It's a book with sewing patterns for curvy women, which is, you know, the title Ahead of the Curve.
Very clever.
And Lilia is actually a seamstress who makes really cool stuff. Like she makes fun little things like face masks and bookmarks, but also just genuinely cool, like coats and clothes and bags and everything.
Yeah.
And she always sort of had trouble finding patterns that are sort of bigger. And also that you can adapt to your specific like shape. And then apparently it says down there on the website, I can see staff choice, Lilia. This one is really great for that. So, you know, if you're into sewing or if you've gotten into sewing, because we've been in a pandemic for 2 years and we've been in and out of lockdown, you know, maybe this is a book you could try.
That's good, actually. It's always one of those things which is, I know, you know, from what my perspective, you've got shops that cater for large size men or women and things like that, or even smaller size, odd, you know, the outside of normal. So this is for the sewing area, which is cool. I like it. I found she says, Lilia says, I found that it catered for bigger boobs and bigger bodies back when I started sewing. Oh, wouldn't it? Very much more is the founder of Cashmore. Okay. Cool. Well, anyway, there you go.
Right.
It's, in the shop now. It's €35, and you can get it from us. Ha.
Yes, you can.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. So that's a good one for Lilia. So that's also, you said it's a staff choice. What does that mean for the public, staff choice, when you say that?
Well, if you visit our stores every once in a while, you might see the little I don't know what color they are in Amsterdam. In The Hague, they're blue. The little blue paper cards that are in the book. And then you'll see staff choice and then the name of one of our staff members. And then a little blurb where they say something nice about why they love the book so much or about why it's so great. And it's just like a personal recommendation from one of our booksellers to the world.
The world, yes.
Everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
And we have in The Hague, we have a special little shelf area with staff choices, prize winners, the what we're reading shelf. So that's also sort of a slightly more like personalized, that's the whole ABC thing, right? The personal touch.
Yeah, indeed. That's cool. Yeah, in Amsterdam, they're yellow and they're kind of yellowy, orangey, kind of weird color.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And indeed, for people who want to have a bit of a, well, we get questions anyway, what would you recommend? I've read this, that, and the other. And then I love that whole connection of, what people have read and where they want to go. And
it's one of my favorite things when someone comes to me with like, oh, I've read these like sci-fi and fantasy books. Can you recommend another good one? And I'm like, yes, please. Let's go.
Yeah. How many do you want?
And it's also really fun when you're at the register and someone comes and buys a book that has your staff choice card in it, and you can just be like, oh, hey, that's actually me. This is such a great book. You're in for such a treat,
they're going to enjoy it pretty much. Yeah. It's an extension of what we do here, actually.
Yes.
So moving on, that's Lydia suggests. We got to, let's see, I'll pick one. I'll pick the one not Yilisa, Jitse. Siewert suggested this, and Jitse had also read it. And so it's a double staff pick. It's
there you go.
Called How High We Go in the Dark. And I'll try and get a picture up while I'm talking as well. I'll type it in.
Very funky title.
It's like, what does that mean,
How High We Go in the Dark.
It's a new title, and it's let's see if I can get back here.
It's just come out, right?
In the last January it came out. And science fiction really, and it's grabbing Siebert by the cojones, and he's really enjoying it right now. And it's set in the future, obviously, dealing with an ancient virus that has been released because the melting ice caps has revealed it. Interesting.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we're all going to die. Oh, no.
Not again. Let me just share this screen. You can see what it looks like. Here we go. And he was saying like it's different stories. And then I said, I'll talk to Jitse because he's actually finished reading it. So I went to talk to Jitse, and Jitse actually explained indeed that the chap who's written it, Sequoia Nagamatsu, sorry if I murdered that name, but anyway, he actually was known for short stories beforehand, and it sort of triggered my thoughts when I heard them talking about it. It sounds like sort of short, smaller stories within a large one. And so it connects that they were shorter stories, and the guys sort of put them together in a nice sort of bundle that they make a larger overarching story.
Nice.
So it's so different stories about the future, about, this future world. And it's apparently really interesting take on it. Jitse has also written a piece for the blog, the new blog. There's a new blog. Could be ...
We don't know. We wouldn't know.
Who knows?
No.
Let's see.
Guess you'll have to stay tuned.
Yes, indeed. And he's written a more in-depth piece about it, of what he thought about it, pros and cons of it, because it's
like a little book review.
Yeah, book review. Yeah.
Cute
book review. So I kind of like the idea of it. It's in paperback, a trade paperback for €20, and there is a hardback if people want to go that route as well. So
nice.
Just check that out.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting. Yes. Yeah. Also, another sort of East. I'm from the name. I'm assuming he's like Far Eastern, and we get more and more of that, which is great. It sort of seems to be the new thing of like what people all over the world writing science fiction rather than just a European kind of view of it. So
cool beans.
How we go in the dark.
Wah, wah, wah.
So have you got one?
Yes, I want to talk about a book that Sophie suggested, which is out in about a week, March 3rd. Is that a week from now?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Right? I don't know. Math is hard. Anyway,
Soon.
it's a new book by Madeline Miller, known mostly from Song of Achilles, because that's a huge like book talk hit at the moment.
Indeed.
And it's another sort of mythology inspired book. It's called Galatea. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Galatea. I don't know.
Well, if I look an Englishman, I'd say Galatea, but yeah, it's probably Galatea. I would.
You just think about tea too much. That's a problem.
It's short for a gallon of tea. It's actually about people who drink lots and lots of tea.
Exactly. No, it's not. It's it's a reimagining of the myth of Pygmalion and Galatea. So that's all I know about it because the book isn't out yet, but it's probably going to be another huge hit based on her previous novels. So that should be fun.
Let me share the screen again.
Oh, my Lord.
Once more, my dear friend.
Once more.
To the breach, and show the good people of the world our ABC website, and where you can find these list of these books. Because look, we got an ABC Star Picks 222 list. Where do you find that, you ask? Don't you? Yes. Where do you find it?
Totally. I was so asking that. Yeah,
I could tell. You were thinking, feel it. So this is what you do. You land on the abc.nl website, and then you click on books in the top left-hand corner. Bong. It doesn't actually go bong. That's me going bong.
Oh.
You scroll down. I mean, if people want to ring me up, I can do it over the phone.
Yeah, okay.
You should add it, actually. It should be good. And then if you see, you've got Staff Picks 22. You've actually got the Staff Picks we did last year. So if you want to check out our previous episodes, also on YouTube, you can find out the books we've been talking about on there. And so our 2022, and there we go. And this is the Galatea book you was talking about.
Yeah.
So not yet published, coming out in March, as you said, the 3rd of March, you said, huh?
Yeah. There's quite a few books coming out on March 3rd. I don't know if that's like a big deal in publishing land, but I've just noticed a lot of books on that specific date.
Oh, I wonder if it's post-corona, sort of the first time everyone went, yes, that's going to happen, but it's the Thursday.
Maybe. I mean, I know a lot of books were like pushed back in the pandemic, like during the sort of height of it.
Yeah, indeed.
I don't know.
I did have that feeling today of something like, well, oh, whoosh, there's flow again or something like that. But
yeah,
we'll feel it anyway.
Yeah.
Talking of the pandemic, why don't you fill the people in on our latest corona news?
Oh yeah. So from it's a little bit old news already because it started today. So by the time people are watching this, they already know. It's not news, is what I'm saying.
All right, from there. Okay.
But fun little tidbit is that face masks and social distancing are no longer required as of earlier today. Now, but exactly, yeah.
This tomorrow, it will be already further.
And if you're watching this in the future, then just skip ahead. Not interesting.
This happened once.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that means that you don't have to wear a face mask anymore if you come visit our stores. Obviously, you still can if you want to. If it makes you feel more comfortable, more safe, then definitely
just show the people.
Do. Oh yes.
Ah yes. Lovely.
What kind of tea are you drinking, Luke?
Little teapot with my little.
Oh, it's so cute.
Because when I bought it, within 3 days, I knocked the top off, and I thought, oh, I don't want to go and buy another one. I just bought one.
You MacGyver that?
I MacGyvered that.
It's adorable.
I do that every couple of months when the string breaks because it gets all
right. Yeah, that's really cute.
He loves it.
Dang it.
So there you go. Yeah. So masks are off. I'm going to wear mine because that's what I do.
Yeah. So me too for a while, just because like it gets busy sometimes, and especially if you're like walking through the store and like crossing paths with a lot of people, it just feels safer to still be wearing a mask for a while. Also, just like I need to sort of ease myself out of it.
Yeah, I think I get the vibe that's what for many people it's just weird because we're just now unknowingly we're just used to not being around so many people, and some people get really quickly back into it, the ones that have suffered the most maybe regarding wanting to be with other people, but I see it with a lot of people. And also I don't think there's a lot of countries where they wear masks a lot anyway,
Like, it's not just COVID. I don't mind not getting the flu for a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because I think like in China where I see these people walking around with masks, and previously I thought, oh, that's weird. And then they'd be walking, see people, Chinese looking people wearing masks around Amsterdam thinking that's very odd, but if they want to do it, fine, no problem. And now it's like, oh, well, we're doing it too. And it's just like, it is what it is. You do it because of a reason. So
yeah, I don't mind it.
Just keep on wearing it, babe. Actually, what I've seen is the hairy mask syndrome.
What is that?
Hairy, you want to know what the hairy mask syndrome is?
Do I?
Maybe you don't actually.
Yeah.
It's simply that people haven't haven't changed their mask for far too long. They're throwaway masks. You're supposed to actually throw them after you've used them once, maybe twice. But I think people now are just like, oh, put this on. I've got it in my pocket, and they put it on, and then they just forget that they're supposed to change it. So they've got something on there, but it's so hairy because it's been in their pocket for so many times. It looks like a beard.
Ew.
Sorry, did I freak you out? I didn't mean to.
So you're breathing in all your pocket lint bacteria.
Exactly, yeah.
Great, delicious.
It's your own pocket lint, so it's not anybody. Putting somebody else's mask on would be very weird. Anyway, moving on swiftly because that's really disgusting. Let's talk about a game. Let's talk about yes, we all like it in a while, don't we? Yes. Max Muller, our games geezer, suggests conversation games. They seem to be in at the moment, and we've had one called So, and there's 2 or 3 versions of that.
The little card decks, right?
Yes, yeah. You buy them and they look like a deck of cards, but they actually have suggestions on. And it's not a yes or no, I won, you lost kind of a game. It's a conversation starter kind of game. And the first one has general knowledge and what would you do if blah, blah, blah. And then you'll discuss that. The second one is more, I think, with partners and sexuality and things like that. So it's a bit more intimate. And so they have different themes. And there's a new one, which I took a picture of this morning, and I should have maybe uploaded it, but I'm just going to show you the
game.
Well. Hey, we'll do it. This is
live.
We're going to do it. There we go. Can we? No, I don't want to copy it and crop it. Can you see that?
Yes, it has 2 little question marks.
Yeah. Oh, very good. In the shape of a heart.
In the shape of a heart. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. And that's one of. Oh, that's probably easier to see because that's the book.
Oh yeah, Vertellus.
So it actually sounds like Dutch, and it is Dutch, but they translated it to English. So there's a book, and where was the stuff? I put it here. So they got card games, which were they had 3 of them. Oof. There we go. 3 different sets of card games. Look nice. Okay. Nice. And I'm going to try and literally translate this while I see it.
No. Sight translation? I'm going to read along and laugh at you.
Not in front of my face anyway. Our cards games create a playful manner of intimacy and trust, and tension like questions.
No, it's just exciting.
Oh, exciting questions.
Yeah.
And before de gemeenschappelijke basis, they come on. They create.
No, I'm going to let you struggle here.
Oh, damn you to hell! And they help with the general society, the way the binding of the connection of people. So it's not just a snap game; it's questions to get you thinking, and hopefully to.
I really like that because I'm not a huge fan of games of playing games, like board games and stuff. Because I don't know exactly why. I just get bored. And I get annoyed with the rules.
Is it called board games?
And that was not intentional. Wow. Anyway, but this kind of game I can get into, I think, because it's basically just talking to people. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's kind of interesting for people who don't indeed get along with games as they normally them. So I see games developing as well. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Started off a couple of years ago with what was that huge one we sold lots of? I'm trying to think of what it was called now.
Cards Against Humanity.
Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, that still has a competitive element, though.
Exactly. It's not this. This is sort of like, this is the growth of that into, and that was also much more fisticuffs and a bit more antagonistic. You know.
Yes.
I mean, the name itself, Cards Against Humanity, but this one, this one seems to be more. And it says also, like I showed you the book, it's got they have then that's the Dagboek, the day book. I don't know if you call that like that.
The diary.
Diary to inspire and support our self-reflection, and the connection with their kid. There's a version for kids as well, so it's kind of like interesting because there's a social this, you know. So and
it's nice. I think it might also be very good for people who like find it hard to talk about, you know, certain topics, or like to vocalize their feelings. It might be nice to have like little prompts to help you along the way.
Indeed, yeah. And I think so, yeah, in different levels, you know, that you could play it in a different sphere than you would say. You're not going to bring out like a game of Monopoly with people on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
A couple of drinks or something like that at home. And this one you could, you know. So kind of interesting. So there you go. So that's for games section in Amsterdam, and I assume in The Hague as well. Actually,
I think so. I've heard Jouke talk about it, who's the buyer for the game section in The Hague.
Sure.
So I'm guessing he probably also has it, or it's coming.
Send them over if we don't. Yeah. So these kind of conversation games is something that Max wants to grow as well.
Nice. Yeah.
But this one's a good example of it.
Yeah, I think it's, like I said, I think it's nice for like a broader audience than just like regular board games. Yeah. So I think it's probably a good thing to.
Well, I mean, by telling this, hopefully we can touch people that wouldn't normally touch games and check it out, because it's interesting. Yeah. Lovely.
Well,
let's move on then, darling. Have you got another?
Okay. Yes, I have another one by Simone, who works in The Hague and who is the buyer for the fiction section, general fiction, and also for our like notebooks and stationery and postcards, all that stuff that isn't books but that you want to have, just, you know, the bookish merch. Anyway, she has discovered this author called Tessa Hadley, and she was like, I don't know Tessa Hadley, but according to Simone, it's a very underrated author, who's actually really good. And specifically this book called Free Love. Oh, there we go.
Love, there it is.
There it is like a psychological drama. And she says that it's in a similar vein to Rachel Cusk, Joanna Trollope. So, you know, if that's something that you like, then you might like this.
Something new. Yeah, it just came out a couple of months ago. It looks interesting. And 67 is when I was born.
There you go.
Just yesterday. It seemed like intriguing. Yeah. Okay. So that's a good. I was thinking we need a bit of fiction in our collections, because we talk a lot about science fiction and stuff like that. So we need to balance it out.
It's true.
Yeah. So that's a good one. That's on our list as well. You can find on our ABC website.
Don't you love just discovering a new author and they have like a ton of books out and they're really good? I love it when there's already like sort of a backlist that you can dive into, and not like, oh, this is a debut author and this book is amazing, and now I've read it and there's nothing else. The worst.
You have to wait for them to write another.
Yeah, come on, man.
It's going to be good. Yeah. Oh, don't. Oh, I've got one in that vein of a good backlog, or backlog, a back catalog.
Backlist.
I was talking to Bella, one of our new colleagues in Amsterdam. And she suggested The Dance of the Serpents by Oscar de Muriel.
Ooh.
Yes, it's the 6th book. Good Lord. So if you like it.
Wow.
It's obviously advisable to start at book 1, but because it's a crime series. So as we've talked about before, crime series usually, they stand on their own because each book is...
Yeah, each book is like a case.
Yeah, exactly. But there's an overarching storyline which... where the main characters, the repeating characters, hopefully grow or
or not.
Yeah, I don't know. Retreat. And this one has the taste of Sherlock Holmes a little bit. It's set in the Victorian Edinburgh. And you've got two detectives. One's the very rational thinking one, doesn't believe in the occult, that sort of thing. And the other one is this Scotsman who wears a Scots kilt and he believes totally in the occult and on his feeling and stuff like that. And of course,
that's quite cool.
They you know, can't handle each other, but they apparently they work very well together. So
nice.
It's that sort of stuff. And book 6 has just come out in January, and part 7 is hélas the last one, but of course they're always available, and that will be part 7 is coming out in August. So it's
nice.
quite quick on the old on the draw with writing them.
Yeah,
but she's really enjoying them, and you can get them in the shop. There, it's an underrated, sort of unknownish author.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of it.
Oh,
but then again, I don't read a lot of crime fiction, but still.
There you go. Well, you've tried this. And she says it's one of those books where you could so the way she described it, I was thinking, oh, this could be like a TV show, you know, you see it before your eyes. And sometimes I think these authors write in a vein kind of for that, but then again, in these modern era times, they write maybe like that because that's what they see as well, and so
maybe
just a natural flow of it. So there you go. So that one is called Dance of the Serpents by Oscar Moore. I shall add it also to our list.
Yeah.
So that people can find that back.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's nice. Lots of books there. Anything?
I always think that maybe I should read more crime fiction because like in theory it sounds nice and like I would enjoy it, but I just never go for it for some reason.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's funny how it's
just not something I gravitate towards at all. Yeah. But like when something like this and you tell me what it's about and I'm like, oh, that actually sounds pretty good. That sounds really exciting. Why am I not reading that?
Why are you not reading that?
I don't know.
Come on and tell me that you are reading that.
I don't know. That's what I'm
saying. What's wrong with you, woman? Now. I see there's a colleague, Iris, who's suggesting a couple of books.
Yes. Oh my God. I put my own suggestions on the list because I read 2 arcs recently, advanced readers copies, that I really liked. And both of the books are coming out like nowish, like this week or next week. And they're really nice. So I thought I should probably mention them. The first one is Gallant by V.E. Schwab, which I read in January, maybe. I don't remember when I read the arc, but it was not important. But the book is coming out on March 1st, which is a few days from now. Yep. I did read that there was some delay with the UK edition, but I'm guessing that's just the UK edition. And since we are the American Book Center, we can just get you the US edition. No sweat. Anyway, it's a really cool book. It's I don't want to say too much about it because
is it okay, a couple of questions. Is it follow up to any of the other books
no.
from the author? No. Okay, so it's standalone.
It's sort of similar to can I grab that from here? Yes. It's sort of similar to A Darker Shade of Magic, the series. Ooh, this is dusty. Because it sort of has this like parallel world. So it's about this girl who sort of returns to her ancestral home and who discovers that there is like a parallel version of that home, of that house. The house is called Gallant, where this like sort of demonic figure holds sway. And it's about the conflict between those two worlds and like the choices she makes. And it's also about because she's deaf, I think, in the story, and there's a lot of people who just can't communicate with her because they don't know sign language, and it's about sort of her struggle to be heard, like both in a sense of how do I communicate with people, but also how do I sort of find my way in the world.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Okay, nice. Yeah. I'm just seeing it's an early export. So it's supposed to come out indeed on the 1st of March.
I don't remember exactly what I read about the UK edition. So like don't.
Well, that was usually with early exports, we get a bunch of them early. So indeed, I see nothing in by an English publisher.
No.
Well, anyway, hopefully next
We'll
week
have it. It's fine.
it's gonna come. It's gonna come.
It's gonna come.
Just order it because it's
Definitely.
gonna come. Just
yeah.
Yeah. But it's
And then
I got yeah, I like the idea of coming home and then it's an alternate world.
yeah, but it's also a place that she's never been. Like it's her ancestral home, but it's not where she grew up. Because her parents died and she grew up in an orphanage and it's all very tragic. It's sort of like historical fantasy, so it's kind of like the bleaker version of an orphanage. And then like she returns and she's hoping to find like this welcoming home, and like family members and stuff. And then it's kind of this like, it has this like dark side that she sort of needs to come to grips with.
Sounds like a lot of psychological things. That's yeah.
Kind of, yeah. It has a definitely like a coming of age vibe.
But it is in science fiction fantasy rather than.
I think. Well, yeah. I think the thing with V.E. Schwab is that when she writes as V.E. Schwab, it's usually fantasy, and when she writes as Victoria Schwab, it's YA. But I'm not sure like how strict that separation is.
Again, it's the thing how things change and how they grow, and yeah, how the authors grow as well. There are a couple of authors that have done that over the years, writing two places under two similar names.
Yeah, but usually, whatever the intention of the author, we tend to, as booksellers, tend to put books by the same author in the same place, just so that you can find it all in one place.
Yeah,
and I know that some authors get really like angry about it, but that's just how bookselling works sometimes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking of Ian Banks. Ian M. Banks.
Yeah.
Is under. Oh my God! Okay, it's the same as you. It's like which one is which? But Ian M. Banks is under fiction, and Ian Banks. No, Ian Banks is under fiction, and Ian M. Banks is under science fiction fantasy. I think
that might be it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure either.
No, exactly. When I see it on the show, I know which ones should be in the
yes. Yeah.
But yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Always makes it difficult if somebody writes in different ways, unless you're Stephen King, in which case, well, I mean, you just write everything Stephen King is for its own section.
Just has exactly. His little separate, subsection.
Yeah, exactly. He's one. Yeah. He's the only one, I think. Yeah. It's 20 past 8. Shall I squeeze one more in, or
Yeah, I have another one as well.
You have another one as well? Okay, we'll do quickly. And I realized
that fine. We have time. We started a bit late, right? Because the book club was first.
I realized that I actually had one of the books with.
Oh wow! You didn't show any of them. God.
No, I didn't. I'll show you that one. That was How High We Go in the Dark. That
was it's a great cover.
Yeah, interesting.
I like it.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's in the shop. You can get that. This one I haven't spoken about, but I will, and that's the Psychedelic Apes.
Ooh, is that humans? Is that us? Psychedelic apes?
Oh, I pretty much guess it is. Yeah.
Anyway,
could the dinosaurs have died in a nuclear war? What if the world around us is a computer simulation? Did hallucinogenic drugs make us humans? What if we have already found extraterrestrial life? Wow. So this comes from Martin on the second floor, who likes things obscure and weird and dark. And this is a new, I think it's the fourth book from this guy. He's written Elephants on Acid as well. Yeah. Hippo Eats Dwarf and Electrified Sheep and things like that. So all very interesting looking books. And by the cover, you can see it's kind of like a bit trendy, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's basically looking at scientific experiments that people have done, really wacky ones, and really come up with anything, or they may have come up with a little bit, but they were sort of like sidelines of what people have found.
That's pretty cool.
So it's kind of like fun things. Yeah, it's the weird and wacky scientific researches that have been done and put to one side, as I wrote before. Yeah, so it kind of, I think it's good for a laugh and a good for like oh my God, but of course it also kind of makes sense because you've got to check stuff out, and for every one that we hear about that pans out, that we go, oh yes, very well done that they checked that out, you know.
Yeah, there's a ton of experiments that just never
exactly.
went anywhere. Yeah.
And also some of the things that have been discovered that we now take for granted came through something completely different, where they were trying to find something that was actually really,
that's very true. Yeah.
bizarre, and then they discovered something really amazing out of it. In fact, I think that the whole story, I mean, the idea of did hallucinogenic drugs make us humans? The idea of hallucinogenic drugs.
This is going well.
It's yes, it's the tea. It's kicking in. They were looking for something else, and I think that the doctor, he accidentally got some under his fingernail. The scientist who was working with the stuff, he got some on his fingernail, and then had a massive trip, and came back the next day and went, "Oh wow, that must have happened from that," and deduced that it came.
Wow.
And then then went and started trying it again, and then discovered what it was. And I'm terrible because I should know the name of the guy, but I think he's the guy that actually discovered or put LSD together.
Oh wow! Okay.
Discoveries of the 20th century. Yeah. So mind-opening drugs. Of course, there's mushrooms and things like that do it naturally, and LSD is a man-made substance. But yeah. Anyway, enough blah. Tell me about your book.
Okay. Well, I have one more arc I want to talk about. And I actually have the physical arc. Look at it. It has a little foiling. It's a little shiny.
It's
adorable.
Find your inner fire. Oh yeah.
It's called The Last Firefox, written by Lee Newberry, who is actually someone I follow on Instagram and who's actually a really nice dude. And it just so happened that he wrote a book.
Oh, as well. You didn't know? Okay.
It's his first book. It's out on March 3rd. It's a middle grade book. I would say upper middle grade, so like maybe 10 to 12, because it's definitely written for children, but not for like too young children to read on their own. I think it would maybe be a bit too hard. I don't know if there's like an age indication or anything on here. I'm really terrible with that. Like I never know, like when people come to me in the store and like, is this appropriate for a 10-year-old? I'm like, I don't know. I've never read this book. I'm sorry.
Me, it's more like, what's appropriate for a 10-year-old? I have no idea, you know.
That's also, yeah.
Been around one.
I don't know your 10-year-old.
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
It's a really cute sort of urban fantasy book. The author is Welsh and it's set in Wales, and it's like this boy who's I think 10 years old or something.
That's a bit of a clue, isn't it?
Yeah. He's sort of exploring in like a castle, as you do in Wales, apparently.
Wales, yeah.
Yeah. And there's this portal that opens up and someone jumps out of the portal and hands him a creature that is the last firefox, who looks just like a fox, except he can like switch on the flames and then he's on fire.
Oh wow.
And he's like being chased and it's all very bad. And so the dude who comes through the portal is like, here's this firefox, please take care of him, I'll be back in 2 days, bye. And then so the boy Charlie needs to
get a piece of bread and then make some toast off him. No? Oh, okay.
Genius. Sure. No, but so the boy, the main character, needs to take care of the firefox, who's like a puppy or a cub. I don't know what the right word is for foxes, but
cub?
A young fox.
Yeah.
Really cute, by the way. It's illustrated. It's adorable. It's really wild how cute it is. Anyway, so that's what he's doing, but he also needs to like hide the firefox from his dads and from the people at school. And he tells his best friend, obviously, in the end, because like there's no way he can keep it a secret from them.
Yeah.
But and then obviously there's like the whole plot of like, oh no, he's the last one and they're chasing him and it's all, there's like a bad creature. But it's such a good book because it's written for kids, but it's also, because I tend to, whenever I read a middle grade book, it's so obvious that it wasn't written for me. Like I can tell that it's an enjoyable story. It's just not like I'm not getting anything out of it. But with this one, it's like it was properly funny in a way that made me laugh as an adult reader, you know? Yeah. And that's pretty rare, I feel like.
I kind of know what you mean. I was thinking about it the other day about films like that.
Yeah.
What you're describing is the same thing, is that you can watch as an adult, you can watch kids' films. I can watch some of them and really enjoy myself, and it's actually a breath of fresh air because they aren't full of grown-up, you know. Right.
He's the cutest.
Cute. But some of them are just meant for kids, and it's like, okay, that's fine. And I'm not talking about having built-in humor for parents that kids
no.
I'm talking about actually just a genuinely really sweeping you away story that you get with your mind. You can follow their story and you're really into it. It's because it's a great story, and it's had to be written at a level that kids can understand at the age of 10. It's an intelligent sort of story, I suppose. I don't know what it is.
I like it when, whether it's books or films or whatever, when it's for kids, but it doesn't like condescend to kids. It's just a really good story.
Yeah.
I like that. Here's another one. Loki's on fire.
Ooh, looking evil, yes.
Isn't he the cutest? Look at that little face.
You want one, don't you?
I do.
But don't stroke it when it's on fire, because there's
no, that'd be bad. No.
Oh, right. Okay. Good one. I like that. We haven't had much stories either.
Too.
Yeah. So that's The Last Firefox from Lee Newbury.
Yes, Lee Newbury.
Okay. Sounds like it's for 10-year-olds, seeing as it's
I'd say 10 and up ish.
Yeah, around that.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds good. We'll add those also to the list of stuff.
Yes.
Stuff picks, and then you can peruse those at your delight. And I think we've got everything covered.
Wow, look at us.
Other stuff, I think, is the last.
Other stuff. Oh my goodness.
Go on. You do the first one. I'll do the second one.
Okay, great. So I think I talked about this last time as well, but we have a trade-in day coming up in The Hague on March 4th and March 5th. So that's 2 days, actually. And there's still some sign-up spots available. So if you have books that you want to trade in for store credit, which is, we've all been reading more because of the pandemic. So get rid of your old books, buy some new books, sign up.
Hey, easy peasy. So that's just in the Hague store. And that is next week, Friday and Saturday, as I believe, because that's 4th. Yeah. And you have to sign up on the website. There we go. What do we need to do? Sign up on the website?
Well, you need to contact the store, which you can do via email or phone.
Let me share my screen one more time. So here we go. So we got the old home things. And if you go to info, then you'll find the stores. Contact us. Bonk.
Wow.
And then you'll see The Hague. And then you've got like telephone and email. So there you go.
Yeah.
You can do it. You know you can.
You can do it.
You know you want to. So just get in contact with the old The Hague store, and you can sell your books back to us. Which very nice.
Yeah.
And so then also on the 4th, next week, Friday, it's all happening next week. Seems like the world's opening up again. We've got our open mic night, of which, that's my little domain. I'll be doing this next week, Friday, on Zoom. And you can actually, again, go to our website. If you want to join us, it's great fun. We're doing it online. We get people from all over the world. We've had people from India, from Norway, from Germany, from America. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's pretty cool.
About 7 in the morning or 9 in the morning. It's
wow.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Yeah. Hey, the artistic has to go, so that we're starting that up again next week, Friday. So that's Friday night at 6 o'clock at night, Amsterdam time, Central European time. And you can find the link for the open mic is, again, I'm going to share the screen just to show people where that is.
Yeah.
So, come on. Yeah, there we go. So we'll go to events this time. And we'll see the book chats, which was tonight. Oh, if you want to do book chats, you can always join. It's again on our events side. That's always on the last Friday, just before us here on the staff picks. And then that's the trade-in day next week. And then the open mic, it's all about you.
Yay!
From 6 o'clock till 7:30, or when we finish, basically. And
look, it's you.
Me looking like very, I don't know what I'm looking like, but I'm looking.
Very casual.
Yeah, it's very cash. But that's in the shop, which we're not yet getting back to. We'll be doing it online.
Yeah.
And you've got the link for the Zoom up the top here. And you can
Nice.
sign up on Meetup if you want to do that. That's cool. So there's already some people. We've got about 15 people turning up already. So that's going to
Oh,
be
wow.
quite busy, I think.
Yeah.
And, it gets it's fun. You can do your guitar song, your piano song, or your poetry, or read a piece of your book. Tell us about the thing you're doing or making. Some people show films that they're working on. That's
Oh,
really
wow.
and some people show the poem online whilst they're reading it, which is also
Oh,
really,
okay.
yeah, I like the immersion feeling.
Yeah.
So read it and get what they're saying as well. It's
Yeah.
amazing. And quite often people who are touched by it start to react to it, and you get a little conversation going on, which doesn't normally happen when someone's on stage saying that. You have that afterwards, but not at the time. So it's a new way of doing it. I like it. So
Yeah, it sounds pretty cool.
yeah. Well, come along if you think you want to watch. You can watch.
Maybe I will.
You don't have to don't have to perform, so people can come and enjoy it as well. So so that's next week, Friday.
Yay.
And then after that, go on, tell them about the 50th birthday. Just a bit, fill in a bit.
Yeah, so it's ABC's 50th birthday this year. And there's going to be lots of stuff, probably a lot of stuff that we can't talk about yet right now.
Right.
But the big kickoff is in April, the anniversary kickoff. So there will be lots of fun activities in the store, online. It's just going to be great fun.
I think so. We'll be doing.
Yeah.
We'll be
50
doing
years, Luke. That's real long.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah.
Seriously.
I'm getting older by the second. I can feel it.
Okay,
Yes,
Grandpa.
50 years is going to be fun, and we might be. We're talking about having a few people on our little show here to talk about the 50 years and what that all meant and stuff like that. And, nice memories as well, because there's lots of memoirs from different people, colleagues, and
50 years. That's a lot of memories.
a lot of memories, man. So we're going to be doing it good, doing it good. So I think we got to the end of the show again somehow.
Wow, look at us.
Okay. So next month we're on again. That will be the pre 50 anniversary version, I think.
No, that's April.
April. Okay. Next month we're just talking about books again.
Oh no, you're right. I think it is I don't know. You know what? Tune in and you'll find out.
Dun, dun, dun! The next episode. What's going to be? Cliffhanger. Oh. Cool. Hey, Iris, thanks.
Yes. Okay.
Thanks for.
Don't sweat it.
I'm not. It's all right. Don't worry about it. And we'll say goodbye. Well, I will press the stop the live stream.